Ah, yes, fascinating.
Oh, hello. Today we shall be talking about the English Renaissance in relation to the theatre. Introduce yourself, chaps.
My name is Reginald Butterscotch.
Yes. My name is Bottomsworth. Whichever. My name is Nigel Crumperchair.
And I am Cornelius Cornwallis the Third. My grandfather was named Cornelius.
Very well, thank you, indeed. Press on, shall we?
Yes, alright.
Right,
So yeah, the Renaissance, it actually arrived late in England, 150 years late. This was because England spent 100 years in the 100 Years' War, and then another 32 years in the War of the Roses. And I'm going to turn it over to Bottomsworth to tell us what the War of the Roses was.
Oh, fine, thank you very much. Now, eventually the Tudors took over the English throne, and after that, everything became stable. And I will now pass it on to my sir, Nigel.
Forgot my f***ing name, didn't you?
No, of course not. The Tudors loved theatre a lot, and Henry VII, the first Tudor king, used to pay for these courtly entertainments. There you are, sir.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You bought that?
Cheryl. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to me, good sir.
You see, Henry VII's son, the one with all the wives, Henry VIII, he actually established the Office of Revels. And this office was managed by the Master of Revels. And his job was to arrange plays and mask fairs and various sorts for the nobility.
Oh my! Yeah.
Yes, actually.
Good job.
Yes, he arranged these plays and the masks for the nobility.
Good show, that's us.
Yeah. Okay, excuse me, Nigel, could you pass these glasses on down to Reginald?
Certainly, Cornelius, certainly.
Mr. Butterscotch, I know you happy to oblige.
Thank you, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. This period of time was actually marked with a lot of political and religious conflict.
Right. Conflict.
There were many Catholics and many Protestants, and both of them did not like each other.
Bit of a clash.
There were times where the ruler of England was Protestant, and there were times where they were Catholic.
Wow.
But eventually, plays started to serve the purpose of
What on earth are you laughing about?
eventually.
It's quite funny.
Right, yeah.
Excuse me. Eventually, Elizabeth I outlawed religious plays because they were being used to stir up trouble in this unrest.
So good.
Here you go.
Elizabeth I actually established a law that created an idea that actors were now vagrants, so they would pay fines if they moved from town to town, and this allowed actors to work with the nobility so they could become more official in their job, place of work.
And this, if I'm not mistaken, marked the beginning of professional acting as we know it.
It's a very What's that when I'm my job? Oh my.
That's enough.
Oh, this tea is rather soupy.
The earliest of English Renaissance theatre works were actually modelled after the great ancient Roman works of Plautus and Terence. Yeah, spiffing, isn't it? It's very splendid. Yeah, quite.
Yeah. There you are, sir. Cornelius.
The glasses. He's lost his marbles, wasn't he? Right.
William Shakespeare is considered
pretty good.
It's alright.
Yeah! Yes!
William Shakespeare was and is considered the most prolific playwright ever. And a lot say the most profound artist in Western culture. So he was an actor. He was an actor first. So he knew how the theatre worked, and he knew what he wanted to do with it, because he was active in it. You know what I mean? Shakespeare was a boss. He was an absolute boss. The way that he could shape such nuanced ideas with just words, with just poetry, it's never been done since him, and it was never done before him. I drink tea out of this every morning, alright? That's Shakespeare there, alright? On the other side, there's a quote, I'll read it to you, and it says, "The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool." So that's, yeah. And then you drink your tea, and then when you get to the end, I'm going to come up to the camera for this. When you get to the end, there's Yorick's skull. I don't know if you can see that. That is a moment, see, I want to talk about this, give me just 30 seconds about this. Yorick's skull, that's a moment at the end of this wonderful play here called Hamlet. When a central figure, Prince Hamlet, a deeply troubled and philosophizing youth, is he's in the graveyard, and he's just musing on the whole meaning of it all. What do we do it all for? Like, why are we alive? Why are we here? Where are we going? You know, and then he gets to the grave. It's something fucking funny. Like, this is fucking.
No, this is. I'm listening. I wanted to add on. I'm like.
He gets to the grave of the man who used to be the jester when his dad was on the throne, and when he was a little kid, because of course his dad was the king of Denmark, and the king had a jester, probably many, and one of the jesters' names was Yorick, and he was there to entertain, and he used to have Hamlet on his knee, and he used to make fun with him, and he had such fond memories of Yorick. And then in this beautiful moment at the end of the play, he's just there in the graveyard, now an older man. Well, you know, a young man, but older than a youth. So, and he's there, and he's holding the skull of Yorick, because Yorick's dead now. That would make sense. And, yeah. No, he's like, "F***, man. We all just become worm food. In the end, like, it doesn't matter if you're a king, like my dad, or a fucking gravedigger, or a peasant. In the end, everyone dies, and everyone becomes worm food.
I'm trying to add on to your point.
I don't give a f*** when I'm done.
Go on, please.
In the end, we all die, and I think that's something that you should cherish that. I think that's why he's the best player of all time. Thank you.
To add on to that, the crazy thing was that, remember what year it was? See, look at his life. 1564 to 1616. That type of thought back then was like profound.
It was profound.
It really was.
Because it's profound today.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's 2019, and someone who would write some complex of a character then, now would still be like, baffling.
Sorry. Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I mean, like, people say that Shakespeare wrote themes that are universal and that are timeless. So, and people always say, like, his characters are so modern. And I think what they mean by that is that these characters really didn't necessarily belong to any era or period because of the values they had, because of the issues that they struggled with. And the struggles that Hamlet has are the same struggles that any human ever has had, which is, what is the point of it all? And what do I do to make my life meaningful?
I actually wanted to speak to something that I had learned in my research the distinction between history plays and tragedies, and how,
Referring to Shakespeare?
of course, yeah, and how the distinction is actually pretty fuzzy and kind of controversial, because the distinction was actually made not by William Shakespeare himself, but in the original folios that were compiled after his death. So like plays like King John and Richard II, not King John, King Lear.
Yeah.
King Lear, Richard II, all the Henry ones, and Richard III.
Yeah.
Those were early in Shakespeare's career, and those are his history plays. While plays like Macbeth and Julius Caesar and Cymbeline, they're not seen as history plays, but as tragedies.
Yeah.
This distinction was made, of course, in the original folios. There's a quote about the distinction. Tragedy is concerned with the doing of men, which in philosophy are discussed under ethics.
Yeah.
Histories are the doings of men, which in philosophy are discussed under politics.
Yeah.
So basically, Richard II is a history because it talks about Richard's fall.
Wait, whose quote is that?
I forget. But I'll find that for you.
Yours now.
And then I'll put it right. I'll put the name.
You're on camera, dude.
Yeah, the name's gonna be like right there, like right here. So then, but basically, Richard II is considered a history.
He's right. Oh shit. Endowment.
What are we doing? What is going on?
My fourth wall is so good right now.
I'm still British. I don't know.
So basically, Richard II is considered a history because it talks about Richard's fall due to his politics, while Macbeth is a tragedy because it talks about his personal conflict.
Okay, Shakespeare didn't come up with his own narratives. In fact, he pretty much stole like most of his narratives. This one, for example, is as far as I'm aware, is based off an old tale. Yeah.
He stole Hamlet from The Lion King.
No. He stole it from Thomas Kyd's Spanish Tragedy. So yeah, which was about like, it was like a revenge. Fuck. What if this isn't true? What I'm saying is like wrong. And now we're going to perform Scene 3 from Act 3 of Julius Caesar.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar, and things unluckily charged my fantasy. I have no will to wander forth of doors, yet something leads me forth. What is my name? Whither am I going? Where do I dwell? Am I a married man or a bachelor? Then do answer every man directly and briefly, wisely and truly. Wisely I say, I am a bachelor.
For your dwelling, briefly.
Briefly, I dwell by the capital.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Two pieces! He's a conspirator!
I'm Cinna the poet! I'm Cinna the poet! I am not Cinna the conspirator!
What was that, bitch?
Well, thank you for watching this production of Tea Time with the Boys. Cheerio.